What's up, guys? It's Obsessionals here with a Dark Souls 3 video on 5 different places to farm for souls. Starting at number 5, we're at the Fair on Keep Parameter Bonfire. It's right before the Abyss Watchers fight and right after you open up a shortcut. But basically, for soul farming, you need a couple of things to make it really successful instead of a slow grind. You need the Symbol of Avarice, which is the Mimic Head. You get that from a rare drop from a Mimic. You also need the Gold Serpent Ring and the Silver Serpent Ring, and all three of those increase your item discovery. The Silver Serpent Ring alone just increases how many souls you get. It doesn't increase it doesn't increase your item discovery. So first thing you do is basically just run out here. There's going to be 2 Dark Wraiths. Get their attention so that they start walking, and that happens by you coming out here. Sometimes the one on the back actually ends up seeing you if you're a little bit too far ahead, as you'll see happen right here. And so we'll actually take care of them real fast. And so the other Dark Wraith, as you can see, is going up there. We got the Dark Sword, the Dark Leggings, and the Cracked Eye Orb. The other Dark Wraith is actually going up there right now, and he's going to be fighting the Gurus up there, the goat-looking guys. And we actually end up getting their souls from that as well. This grind right here actually ends up getting you a good 6,000, 7,000 souls every 10 minutes, I would say. Just let him fight those guys, run back towards that bonfire, and there's going to be 3 more of those goat-looking dudes. Just kill them real fast and then run back and take care of that Dark Wraith afterwards. He'll be done fighting off at least 2 or 3 of them. These guys, by the time that you want to either soul farm or by the time that you want to soul farm in general, they're either 1 hits or you know what they're doing, so they're not too hard. So after you're done there, go back to where the Dark Wraiths were and go kill the second Dark Wraith, and there's going to be if the Dark Wraith didn't take care of them, there's going to be a few more Gurus that you can take care of, and just rinse and repeat from there. But I did forget to mention, whenever you are wearing this helmet, you should be careful about your health. You should always be watching your health. I also ended up getting basically the full set of armor from those 2 Dark Wraiths right there. But I say you should be watching your health because the helmet right there, that Mimic helmet, it might increase your item discovery, but it slowly drains your health. So do not go up that left side of this cliff. Come up here, kill that one guy, and then jump off this cliff and end up do a descending attack on him. Because if you come up from their backside, they end up not seeing you, and they never get up, so they're easy kills. So rinse and repeat from there. Get yourself a good 6,000-7,000 souls every 10 minutes. This is obviously just for early game. So for later game, we're actually going to go to the Dragonkin Mausoleum, which is actually number 4 on our list. And so how this one works is this one is actually not as much of a slow grind anymore. This is pretty fast paced, but you're pretty much in the same area, which is kind of boring to me. So you walk in here, you hear a bell toll, and it's basically that witch up there. She summons this guy every time you kill him, every single time until you kill her, basically. So all you have to do is just wait for her to summon him. Watch out for this guy's R1 attack because it is dirty, he will get you in it, and if you do not roll away, he will kill you. Obviously it's not too much of a big deal because the bonfire is right outside that door, but you still don't want to die. So basically just come up right behind where he's summoned. He never changes, or she never changes up where he's summoned. He's always going to summon right there. And if you just position yourself right, you can backstab him. You just have to wait for the sound of someone being summoned is no longer there. And as long as that happens, you will get the backstab and no worries. But if you miss your backstab because you did it too early, you're gonna get punished for it, so be careful about that. Alright, this actually brings us to number 3 in our list, which is actually Archdragon Peak. It's the bonfire before the one I just showed, but it's number 3 on our list because you actually do end up getting some more souls for it. Come up this stone cliff looking thing and do a descending attack on that first guy. I end up getting lucky and I get a backstab on him because usually he spins around and I can't do it. But these guys are awesome to farm. They give you 2,500 souls each. They're really not too tough. They don't have any armor, and they actually drop a lot of stuff too. They drop large shards. They even drop titanite chunks. If you have your item discovery high enough, they'll drop those like crazy. And they also drop lightning gems, and they even drop their armor, of course, but no one really cares too much about that. But if you do end up getting both of them, just jump off basically and do what I did and just do a descending attack if you can aim it right. If not, just back away, get them away from each other, and just take them on one-on-one. For some reason, this last guy always gives me trouble, so just be careful about him. He's a little faster than the others. This brings us to number 2, I believe, at the Grand Archives, and we're actually going to go to the top of the Grand Archives, to the roof. I do suggest taking off your Mimic helmet because it is a little travel to get all the way to the top. Go up this elevator. If you have it unlocked, obviously you'll unlock it later. This is right before the Lorien and Lothric boss fight, I believe. And send the elevator back down, because if you're going to be farming here, that elevator will not be there if you go back to your bonfire, and you will fall down and you will be pissed. So come up to the left side as soon as you go up that elevator, and you see these 3 winged knights. These guys, for some reason, I could not get them to aggro. I don't know why. I don't know if it wasn't because I wasn't using a great bow, or my strength or dexterity wasn't enough, but they did not come down for me. If you have a great bow, maybe you can try that, but maybe all 3 of them will still come down. Don't go up this way. I don't even know why I came up this way in the video, but go up on the left-hand side of this, and there's going to be another, staircase that you can go up. And what happens here is all 3 of them jump down. One of them is patrolling, and he's usually the guy with the axes. One of them's going to land right about here, and the other one's going to land right across on the other side of that balcony. So I usually stay on their right side after I get the first backstab on them. Try to get another backstab. I don't think I end up doing it a single time in this video, which really sucks, but I'm telling you, if you stay on their right side as they're getting up from a backstab, you can get them. I mean, I try to do it here, and again I miss, I'm pretty sure, because I overshot that way too much, but you know. One thing I did mention, and I forgot to mention, is to be watching your health. You do not want that to go down too far fighting these guys, because they do some damage, and you do want to be careful about that. I mean, this guy's not too much trouble. I mean, I missed my backstab there, like he does the animation and everything, but I missed it. But like, you can see my health chipping down right now, so just be careful about it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, just don't wear the helmet a few times, get the fight down, be sure that you know what you're doing, and then eventually you can just be going at it, no problem. Let me tell you, it definitely took me a few tries just to make this video, because I just discovered this place and I was like, this is a great spot. But this guy's not too tough because his axes don't have too much range, so you don't have to be worried about that. The guys with the halberds, they're the ones that killed me every time, to be honest. And they have range, so just be careful about that. Just note that they jump and they will go up in the air and try to jump out at you. After you take out those 2 guys, this last guy will either be facing that direction that he is on my screen, or the other direction if you're unlucky. If he's facing your direction, like towards the screen, go around and just try to get the backstab. Just sneak up on him like I did and get the backstab on him. I'm gonna play scared here because that's the reason my souls were out at the beginning of this little clip. Like, he killed me the last time, so, you know, I come up here, Estus up, and I do a descending attack on him. And I kind of just take care of him right here. But just be careful about them, I'm telling you. They are tough, but they each drop 25,000 souls, I believe, so you can get a solid 50,000 every time. or they don't drop 25,000. They each drop 20,000 each, but you can get a solid 50,000-ish every time you basically grind these guys. But what I showed right there is if you don't want to backstab him, if he's not in a good angle, then you can run up there and do a descending attack on him. So this brings us to number 1. I think, in my personal opinion, the best way for soul farming is to put down your summon sign and start some jolly cooperation. Just make sure that your matchmaking's on, make sure that you do not have a password, make sure that your sign visibility is allowed, and your character name and your launch settings obviously online. So I chose the Twin Princes to grind because they give you 80,000 souls whenever you beat them by in your own game, and whenever you get summoned in someone's lobby you get 50% of the souls. So I got 40,000 each time I got summoned, and this is a fairly new game, so I've been summoned multiple times, and honestly, like, really fast. Just take my word for it, you will be summoned. If it doesn't work for you, reset your console, reset your internet, you will be summoned. It does not take long. You can always just start grinding some of the enemies out here. I do, because I came over here because these guys drop like 6,600 souls each time you kill them, and they drop their armor and a bunch of good stuff. But that is probably the best way, in my opinion, to grind souls, because you can learn how to fight the bosses again. If you decide to do New Game Plus, it'll definitely help you out because you know their moveset a little bit more. If you're in the Sunlight Covenant, the Warriors of Sunlight, you end up getting Sunlight medals for it, and your summoner ends up getting a Sunlight medal, and it's all good. Like, it's really fun, all that. I think I end up actually cutting out the boss fight here because I didn't want any spoilers for anybody that's watching this beforehand, but it's a great way to just play with people. It's implemented in the game to be summoned, and if you have already done that area, it's a great way to help other people that aren't doing as good as you are. So make sure since you fought the bosses, you know what's going to happen. These bosses use fire, so I've actually bumped up my fire defense, and that's what I'm doing right now. And this actually cuts out and I go here, but don't wear your helmets for the boss fights because you don't know how long they're going to take. You only get 5 Estises whenever you are summoned into somebody's world, and you don't want to waste through those because it's just taking too long. Right, like right there, I was 1 hit away. If I was wearing that helmet, I would have died. You don't get any of the souls that you got in the game if you die. So make sure you actually end up finishing. You do also get an Ember, so this is a great way to farm Sunlight medals, great way to farm Embers. Just, it's a fantastic way to do everything. But that's actually it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope this actually helps anybody that is having trouble leveling up, having trouble getting anything. I hope this actually helps you out. Please remember, though, that you will spawn back wherever the game did take you out. So if you were fighting enemies, those enemies will spawn back where they usually spawn at, and if you're in the middle, you might get ganged up on, so you want to run sometimes.